Hello and welcome to Mr G's workshop, wood turning. Today I want to speak to you and just show you a little bit about Robert Sorby's Pro Edge. Absolute fantastic machine. I've used it for a number of years, and for somebody who's never used one before, looking about buying one and just wants to know what all fuss is about, they seem to be a real popular machine. And the reason for that is because, you know, they're good. I'll just show you a little bit to do with front. If you've got one, you'll know all this anyway, but it's just going to be somewhat what people are aware of. So on this Robert Sorby machine on Pro Edge, they've got recommended angle settings, and that's obviously these settings here, and this is in relation to what you can see here on this plate. So what you do is you slacken this side off, and then that tilts and gives you that perfect angle. On side you've got different holes where a peg slots in, so that'll be 90 degrees, that'll be 35, 45, whatever. So what I'm going to do is just show you. I've put this plastic drum here just so I can move this camera and I can show you. It's alright having these recommended settings here, but if you've just bought a Pro Edge and you're not right sure on that angle, not everybody has the same angles. This is a roughing gouge at the minute, and that's at 35 degrees. Mainly people sharpen theirs at 45 degrees, but it depends. It's up to you how you want to do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this camera and then show you. I ain't got a belt on there at the minute, and there's a reason for that. So hopefully this little trick here is going to show you what I do, what just helps me out a little bit. So if I can move that camera, hopefully it'll stop where it is. So at the minute I ain't got a belt on there, so what I'm going to do, that's at 35 degrees, I know that because obviously I sharpen it. So if I put that up, we'll alter that to 45 degrees. So that's at 45 degrees now. I've set that on 4th peg hole down, so obviously you can see that at this side. So that there I'm going to place with no belt on. Reason why I haven't put a belt on, because sometimes you can put a belt on and you can press, there's a right little bit of play in it. So with no belt on you can match perfectly that angle. So as you can see, I'll just touch that there now, and as you can see there, that angle or that edge, that tip right there is touching that bed, that back plate, before that bevel is. And so if it's got a belt on you can't see it. And so to be honest, I've got a various number of chisels and bits of all sorts, and sometimes I forget, or sometimes one might be 45, 35, whatever it is. And so if I can't remember, or just a quick check before I start grinding too much off that. I've done it in past, forgetful, but anyway, there you go. So what I'm going to do is I'll show you. So that's 45 degrees. I know that's at 45, so I'm going to change that now to 35 degrees. We'll tighten that up, and when we tighten that up, now I'll place it and you'll see, but there's no gap at all between that. I mean, there's a little bit of reflection here which summed up, there's no gap at all there. So I've checked that to do with that bed, and I know, but that's at 35 degrees. So what I'll do is I'll put a 120 belt on first. This is a zirconium belt, I think. Yeah, it is. If you look at that belt, you can't really see with that one, but you can see it's directional, and so obviously it always turns anti-clockwise. And so you put ours, obviously direction they're going to be going, put your little belt, slot that on, obviously make sure it's turned off, slot that up there, lift this little lever, and there you go. So now that's set at 35 degrees. I'll put a 120. What I always do is I've got a jug of water outside. Sometimes if people press too hard, friction, it causes that to blow. If it blows, it's not end of the world. At the end of the day, you just drop it in that water, give it a little stir, cool it down, and off you go again. Try not to do that if you can help it, but just I want to talk to you about this side of things. You've got this little V block and that slides left to right. When that slides left to right, obviously you can use all your belt. Once you've put that in there, what you want to stay away from is moving that handle up or moving handle down. What you want to do is present it to that belt and just keep even pressure on to stop it moving. And then what you want to do with this ball gouge, you want to turn it left to right and then just keep your eye on that even square edge. It's easy to do one side more than the other, but it just comes with practice. So what I'll do is, you can see that that's a bit dull at the minute. I know it looks a bit sharp, but trust me, it's not. I'll turn it on. Might be a bit noisy. So there we go. So obviously the turn the belt on, you can see this part here. What happens is that moves the belt about to centralise it onto that plate. So we'll put the ball gouge on with press, and we'll just give it a little turn left and right, as you can see, even pressure, and then we'll just dip it into water. Dip it into water a couple of seconds, and same again. So just nice, just turn, keep moving. So we'll move that. Even pressure, as you can see, the fingers quite well spread apart, just to stop that rocking motion. End of the day, if you ever have all to do with sharpening with oil stone, what you'll tend to do is you'll sharpen, you'll push to keep a really nice sharp edge. Once you start moving it up and down on an oil stone, obviously you're not going to get that nice and sharp. So what, if you look at that edge now, it don't look too bad at all. So what we'll do is we'll bob it back on. Nice even pressure, left to right, right to left, whatever you want to do it, and then just move nice. I think with the finger being up tip top, it just helps out with heat. Obviously once I feel that getting warm, I've gone a bit too long. Just keep dipping it in water, moving it left to right, nice even pressure. Keep bringing it down, keep having a quick look. There we go, that's a 120 grip bounce on there. So that won't look bad at all. What I'm going to do is take that 120 belt off. I'm going to put a 240 belt on, and then we can see difference. I mean, a 120 belt on a roughing gouge it's sharp enough, it's fantastic. If you're cutting softwood quite a lot, then you could just plough into it and that'll be plenty sharp enough. You know, you'll find that's fantastic. But we'll just drop a 240 belt on, just so I can show you the difference between 120 and 240 belt. This bluey belt here, like I said, that's a zirconium belt, and then this one, this is cheapest belt, I think. That's a 240 directional, same, and that's a aluminium belt. make sure direction we've got right, which we have. Bob that on there, and we'll have a look at that. So obviously that's as 120. I'll bob that on there, we'll turn that on, and it's going to do exactly the same. Push it about, moves about. Obviously it's going to alter. So nice, easy, precious. Make sure the fingers are nice and spreaded. We want to be pressing down in that sort of direction onto this bread. Pressing down, no hard, sudden movements, and then just turn exactly the same as we did before. Don't worry about it. I know what's about and it's spinning round right fast. It's not a grinder. You don't want to see massive sparks coming up it, and if you do, then you're pushing far too hard. So what it's all about is it's about finesse. You just want to touch it lightly, and then the idea is to get rid of them 120 marks. If you get rid of them 120 marks, you know that's where you need to be. So we start just moving that about, moving that about, moving that about, and I'll talk to you in a minute about ball down what I'm using. Sharpening. So just moving that about, dip that in water. See what that's like. Move it again, left, right, left, right. Nice even pressure, and we'll have a look. So I'll turn that off. Wipe that with a cloth so you can see what it's like. So what I've done is I've hit that with 120, and then we've gone from 120 to 240, and there, that's it. That's end result. So if you can see that there, that's unbelievable. I'm going to put it on a bit of wood and show you. But this chisel here, this ball gouge, what I'm showing you here, I bought it second hand. This chisel here is about 15-20 years old. As you can see, it's been battered about. I've used it quite a lot, and bloke who I bought it off had used it exactly the same. But just simple looking after your tools, sharpen them, give them a quick clean now and again, and that's the results you get. I mean, obviously you can see we're just looking at it, but that's a super nice sharp kit, and it's all to do with this Robert Sorby machine. Pro Edge, absolute fantastic. It's never let me down. I've used it for bits of all sorts. I have got fingernail gouge, jig, and obviously we can use and do bits of all sorts. A lot of people say you can't get swept a proper fingernail gouge, but I found it alright. There's been no problems. I think it's Irish grind what you tend to struggle with a really long swept one, but at the minute what I want to do is just show you and explain what that's all about. Fantastic piece of kit. Like I say, I've used it for a long time. That's my old ball gouge, what I've looked after by using it, sharpening it with that. My Pro Edge is there, and my lathe's there, just there. And so what I'll generally do, if I'm using it a lot, what I'll do is I'll use it a fair bit, and then I'll use that 240 belt, I'll leave that on there. What I'll do is I'll just turn it on, put it on there, just give it a quick tickle, and that's it. I've got that super sharp edge back on. Then I'm back to turning. It's as easy as that. I can turn, more or less move a couple of steps away, because obviously that's how far away it is from me. Put it on there, give it a couple of turns over, and that's it. I've got a super sharp edge again. It's just quick, convenient, nice piece of kit. Thanks for watching. If you want to give me any feedback, quite welcome. If you want to ask me any questions about it or show you how to use fingernail jig, not a problem. Just send away, and I'll do what I can. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to, I always get that wrong, subscribe, it's down there somewhere. Thank you.